I ended up eventually doing 54 projects for Lucasfilm. Then I got a phone call from a guy representing Chris Carter from the X-Files, who created the X-Files, saying, Kevin, Chris Carter loves your Star Wars books. Would you write X-Files books for him? Now, by now I'm sure you're trying to think about, what is Kevin calling this the popcorn theory of success for? So let me describe some things about making popcorn and how it's relevant. Now I'm talking about old school popcorn, making it not with a bag in the microwave. I'm talking about in the pan on the stove. So there's two different ways that you can make popcorn, all right? You can take your pan, clean it out, make sure it's all, ready to go. Set it dead center on the burner of your stove. Make sure it's not misaligned, dead center. And then you measure out a tablespoon of vegetable oil, and it's got to be exactly a tablespoon. Make sure that it's perfect, and pour it just in the center of the pan, and then you swirl it around so that it is evenly, perfectly distributed on the bottom of the pan. Again, realign the pan exactly in the center of the burner, and then go to your jar of popcorn kernels and you look through them to find the perfect popcorn kernel. Just one. Find one kernel of popcorn. That's the best one. And after you've inspected them all and chosen your one popcorn kernel, then you put it exactly in the center of that pot with the oil, and then you start warming it up. And you warm it up a little bit, but it can't be too fast. It's got to be evenly distributed. And you warm it up a little bit more and turn up the heat and turn up the heat, and you watch little shimmers in the oil and maybe a few bubbles, and you look at the kernel of popcorn and you keep waiting, and you look at your watch and you keep waiting, and finally, when it builds up to the right temperature, when the suspense is the greatest, and finally when it pops, you go, fly little kernel, fly, and you catch the one kernel, and then you set it aside, and you got to do it right now. So you go and wash out the pan, wipe it off, clean all the oil off, make sure that it's clean again, set it dead center on your burner, add the oil again, and then go find another kernel of popcorn. Well, you'll probably starve if that's how you make popcorn. Another way to make popcorn is to put oil in the pan, put a bunch of kernels in there, turn up the heat, and I guarantee you that if you wait long enough, something's going to start popping. I can't tell you which kernel is going to pop, which direction it's going to fly, but I can tell you that if you have enough kernels and enough heat, and if you wait long enough, things will start popping. That's what happened to me in Star Wars and everything else. By being there, by being ready to do stuff, and when they offered me the project, I said, yes, I can do that. And then I did the second most important part. I actually did it. And then they kept offering me more. And it kept sparking other things, and more kernels kept popping.